Hey, um, so this is a video that I'm making because of something that happened tonight actually, less than an hour and a half ago. So this video is going to be entitled Mothers and Fathers, Please Watch, something like that. It's knowing your rights, moms and dads, both. Tonight, my daughter went into the emergency room not due to COVID. She was tested for COVID, came back negative. She's been kind of feeling just off, not well, kind of a mixture of different things. So I went in. I'm a single dad. I went in with my daughter and my son and went into the hospital. I'm not going to name drop the hospital. I will be contacting my attorney tomorrow. So I recorded everything that transpired. So she went in and to get checked out, and we were waiting for a while, and I picked her up and we basically went straight there. Her mom was at home. I notified her that I was taking her in, and she said okay. So my son, it's dinner time, and we were sitting there waiting. My son looks at me and says, "Hey, Dad, I'm hungry." My daughter's almost 15. So I said, "Hey, honey, I'm going to have you hang out here. I'm going to go and get some dinner for your brother." So we left, and they took her back. And when I came back, I said, "Hey, I'm here to go back and see my daughter." They were not letting me. So I called her mom and said, "Hey, I need you to come up here. Here's something that I need you guys to understand, okay? Guys, gals, moms, dads, both, okay? If your child, it is different if it's a family member, okay? I understand COVID policies. I understand that hospitals are going to have policies, but everyone needs to understand something very clear here. When it comes to your minor child, if you don't already know this, you know this now. It is illegal for unless they're possibly being charged with some serious crime, okay, then that's a whole different ballpark. Now, what the hospital told me was that I can't go back and see my daughter due to COVID. And I said, well, the problem is that I understand that's your policy, but your policy is specific with COVID confirmed people that are in the hospital. If they're in the hospital being treated for COVID, they need to be left alone for sanitary reasons, so on and so forth. Okay, I know that's their policy. That's not why my daughter was there. My daughter had already tested negative for COVID. Now, I'm a single father to my son. That being said, they refused to let me back there because I had my son with me. And I said, you cannot refuse a single father or mother with another child to go back there with their minor child, okay? And I said, that's federal and state law in every state. You cannot do that. They continued to press the matter, and even though they admitted on camera, by the way, that when I brought it up, you understand that you cannot do that. There's federal and state laws. Regardless of your COVID policies, this is not a confirmed positive COVID case. My daughter is tested negative. This is just for her to get checked out to see what's going on with her, have blood work done or whatever, just to see what's going on. And they admitted on camera that, yes, we know that that it's federal and state law. And I said, okay, then let me back there. And they said, the doctor hasn't gone in to see her yet. And I said, it doesn't matter. You cannot not allow me to the back without her there. Now, I called the mom again, who's on her way, told her, and they was like, yeah, no, that's absolutely wrong. You cannot refuse a parent, regardless if they're a single parent, because there's plenty of us out there that are single parents of kids, and the other parent maybe isn't in the picture or isn't around because they're on military leave or whatever, okay? Lots of reasons. Work, police officers, for example, EMS workers. There's so many people that, you know what, you're at work or whatever, you can't be there for a basic non-emergency emergency room visit, okay? You cannot not allow the parent there just because they have their other children with them, okay? There's federal and state laws that protect the children and the parents, regardless of COVID. If it was COVID, if my daughter was a COVID confirmed case, maybe they would have a leg to stand on, but they didn't because she didn't have COVID. And like I said, I recorded the whole thing. I will be talking to my attorney, and this is a message to all of you that I am a very, if you guys follow my channel, you know how I comment. I'm honestly, I'm a good-hearted human being. I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't swear, I'm not an ass. I let them know the law. Here's the law. If you'd like, I can tell you the state statutes and the federal statutes, like the actual statutes. I know them. And they didn't argue with me. They're like, yeah, we know. I'm like, okay, then let me back and see my daughter right now. Like, and I told him, I said, listen, I'm friends with local law enforcement. I picked a hospital specifically that I had a good chunk of friends on local law enforcement that if I called and brought them in, there would have been a scene. And I don't want that. I don't want a scene. So I called mom to go back there and deal with it, and you know, everything got handled. But I need you guys to please understand that just because it's COVID, you as parents, mothers and fathers, if your child gets sick and you have siblings, or they have siblings, you have other children, and they tell you, sorry, your children are with, even if they're wearing a mask, which my son was, by the way, if they deny you, they cannot do that, okay? They cannot do that. The lawsuit, you got to have the right attorney. I have a darn good one. I will be contacting my attorney tomorrow, and regardless of COVID, hopefully get the process going on a lawsuit. Here's the thing. If you follow my channel and you're watching this, you will know that I'm not the kind of person that I'm sitting here trying to sue and win for money, okay? I'm not suing for money, okay? I'm suing for people to get in trouble. I'm suing for policy changes to be made or whatever. Like, that's up to my attorney to decide or let me know what's the best thing to go for here, because I'm not trying to make a single penny off this deal. That's not who I am. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it so that parents are protected 110 million % from this situation from happening. Meaning if the hospital tries to tell you that you can't go back and see your kid, then these people can literally, you can call the police, you as the parent can call the police, and they will either force you back there, to allow you back there, or they will be arrested on site for refusal to allow the parent to go back with their minor child. And these state and federal laws already exist to protect the parents and the kids, okay? So don't, because of the times that we're in, guys, please don't give in. Please don't think that you don't have a voice, or you don't have power, you don't have authority. I want to empower you. I don't want to sit here and list the statutes. There's multiple statutes, which in each state and federal government alone, there's over, I think, 6 or 7, which specifically discuss parental rights when it comes to hospitals, decision-making, being there. Okay, there's more than 6, okay? But I could sit here and tell you the statutes, but it's not going to do you any justice at the end of the day, okay? It's you knowing that regardless of having that information like I did, that you have this right. Now, I don't know if I'm going to publish the video of me being at the hospital and of them doing this and saying these things, because who knows what's going to happen between my attorney and the hospital that we were at. I don't know. I need you guys to please understand that as parents, I know that a good chunk of you guys that watch my channel are parents. If this ever happens to you, if you have to go to the hospital, I know a good chunk of you have other kids, you know, and they might tell you that even if there's, you know, say your wife or your husband is off at work when you're taking your child in and you're with your other children because it's COVID, so we're home anyways, and they're not at school, right? Right? I mean, come on. And don't let them do this to you, okay? I did not let them do this to me. I called the mom who was able to be there. If she couldn't have shown up, if she wouldn't have been able to show up, I can promise you this, I would have called my friends on local law enforcement. They would have shown up, and this would have turned into something that I wouldn't have cared about. I would have live streamed it instead of just filming it. Or I should say I would have filmed it and then I would have live streamed it the second my friends on local law enforcement showed up. Which, by the way, I have nothing but the utmost respect for the men and women in blue. I have friends and family in law enforcement, military, fire, EMS, across the board. But these hospitals, they've done it to people. I've seen the YouTube videos. I've seen it on the news. You need to please remember that as parents, that you already know that your kids are your universe. Your kids are your everything, just as mine are to me. And it took so much from me to hold back from raising my voice, to hold back from yelling and screaming and just calling my friends on local law enforcement. They cannot keep your kids from you. They cannot keep them regardless, even if they had COVID. Like, they cannot do that. Hospitals can have policies. Here's another thing you guys need to understand. Hospitals, businesses, local governments, like here in Minnesota, having a mask mandate, okay? Understand, folks. Now, in my line of work, people can walk into a business and not wear a mask. You can ask them to wear a mask. You can even ask them to leave. It is not a crime. It is not a law that you have to wear a mask, okay? It is not a law. They can make a mandate, but that's not a law, guys. You need to understand that. I'm not an anti-masker, okay? I'm not. I'm just saying, you need to understand and you need to know that you as individuals have rights, both constitutional and civil, okay? Please don't let what happened to me and what's happened to other people happen to you, okay? Please. To all of you, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that all of you are staying safe. I hope that all of you are hopefully healthy and that your families are healthy and that your friends are healthy. I know people that have passed on due to extreme side effects from COVID. I don't know. I don't know if they're handling this the right way. I definitely don't think hospitals are handling this the right way whatsoever. I've seen way too many news stories, way too many YouTube videos of them handling situations, and it's the hospital people and it's the hospital security acting as if they are God and that their decision is the last and only decision and that the people don't have rights, okay? You guys, they're a hospital. Hospitals are not government ran, okay? Not in the US. They are privately owned, okay? You need to just please not give up. Please have strength. Please have hope. Please have faith in yourselves, in your children, in your community, in each other. Because at the end of the day, all we have is each other, our love for each other, our passion for each other, and for our community. So that's the end. I'm sorry this ended up to be way longer than I thought. I hope you watched this all the way to the end, and I hope the message gets through to you if this happens to you, because if COVID's not gone soon, which I don't honestly think it will be, we all need to be prepared for that inevitable moment where we are told, sorry, you can't go back and see your kid because you're alone with the other kids. Because guys, as a parent that didn't stand with me, that won't stand with me, and I will not rest until there is a outcome that is nothing less than what I expect and what I demand as a parent myself. You guys have a good night, and I will see you later.